YouTube, what is good? What is Gucci? What is Louis? What is Prada? We are back in the building for another episode of Marvin's Room. Thank you guys, as always, for joining me. To the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. My name is Marvin, and I'm a conscious manifesting life coach, helping you guys manifest whatever it is that you desire via the teachings of Abraham, Neville, Florence, so on and so forth. So thank you guys always for coming back and continuing to come back and rocking with me so early on in this journey. Still so early on. It hasn't even been a year yet. It'll be a year in June. So the growth has been tremendous. The results have been tremendous. As always, man, like, you guys have no idea. Like, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for continuing to like and comment and subscribe to the channel. As you guys know, it's a new month. I'm doing a giveaway for, whether it's a free coaching session with me, whether it's my EFT course to manifest a specific person, or a money giveaway. So guys, stay locked in, stay subscribed, stay commenting, stay liking, because I am picking winners this month for the giveaway. So continue to stay locked in, stay tuned, guys. Thank you once again, as always. I wanted to jump on today's video, man, and talk to you guys about the biggest problem I see, one of the biggest problems I see with manifesting, if not the biggest. And basically that problem is we are all adults. Most of us watching these videos are I'd say 99% adults, meaning we're 18 and up. But the biggest problem that brings is adults, we need shit to make sense. We need shit to make sense all the time. And you guys got to understand, when you really understand the universe and how the universe works, in a sense, in a weird sense, there are so many things in the universe that don't make sense. There are so many things in the world that don't make sense. And understand, manifesting is not logical. There's nothing logical about manifesting. And I think that's one of the biggest things that, as a conscious creator, we need to wrap our heads around. And like I said, being an adult, one of the biggest problems adults have is things have to make sense, and we have to always have things figured out. And that, to me, is one of the biggest issues, if not the biggest issue, is because manifesting doesn't make sense, and it's not supposed to make sense. How many things in the world don't make sense can you name right now? I mean, listen, the fact that we are breathing in oxygen, but we can't see it, that's not logical to me. That doesn't make sense. The fact that you can feel wind, but you can't see wind, doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? The fact that my heart beats without me forcing it to beat, that doesn't make sense to me. The fact that we're literally on this big ass planet in the middle of fucking nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we're in the solar system, the Milky Way galaxy, all that type of stuff. But literally, like, we're in the middle of nowhere. Like, what the hell is keeping us up? Like, what the hell is keeping the earth rotating? You know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many things that I can name that just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But the problem with adults is we start to question everything. And we're like, oh, well, and we need answers, especially like analytical people. In this video, it really is most likely, I would say 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10 for people like that. Because you guys need stuff to make sense. And when stuff doesn't make sense, you just automatically shoot it down. And this is why science for so many years was against religion. It's because science needed shit to make sense. Scientists, if they can't explain it, it's not true. If they don't know how, a person can heal themselves naturally or via, natural foods, or just via the mind, via the placebo effect and things like that, science automatically shoots it down and they debunk whatever claims are being made. Why? Because it doesn't make sense. But you got to understand, like I said, there's so much shit in this world that doesn't make sense. So stop trying to make things make sense. Stop trying to figure out, how your SP is going to come back, or what the bridge of incidence is going to be for your SP to come back. It's irrelevant. We have to return as children. And this is why children and animals have things figured out so much. Is because they're not walking around in the beta state like humans are. I made a video, one of my second videos, I think I might have made videos early on, as I made a video talking about the brain waves and the different states and how adults are basically operating in beta throughout their lives, meaning we're awake, we can see, we can hear, the five senses are working. And that's how adults move through life. But children, on the other hand, they're moving through theta states. They're moving in through their subconscious mind from the time when they're very young all the way up until like their early teen years, like their early adolescent years, 12, 13 years old. And then that's when they start to come into that beta state, like waking adults are always constantly in those states. But there's a reason. You got to think about when you're young. Think about when you were a child. You know what I'm saying? When you were a child, you never worried about where your next meal was coming from. You know what I'm saying? All you knew was, hey, I eat every day. And when I want to eat every day, I eat every day. But you never worried. Not one time did you ever really worry about, oh, I don't know when I'm going to eat or drink again. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people, that's not the case for a lot of people. For some people, that is the case. You know what I'm saying? But for a lot of people, as kids, we didn't need to know, because our faith, our belief was always there. It was so strong, you know what I'm saying? Unconsciously, because we have no idea at the time where food comes from, where clothing comes from, where shelter comes from. We don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Our parents are probably worrying about that, or our caretakers, whoever they were worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? But as a child, you were never worried about that. And then when you grow up and get older, you see the different contrast levels and you say, oh, wow, I see now. My parents were actually really struggling, or, my grandparents were actually really struggling trying to raise me, or this person was actually really struggling trying to raise me. But as a child, you're oblivious to that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm using this analogy because this is exactly how you have to be when it comes to manifesting. Because with manifesting, you have to return to that childlike state, and you have to have fun, and you have to play around with it, and not be so serious. And this is why I said this. I started off the video. You got to get rid of logic. There is no logic. Nothing to me. Now, the more that I think about things in this universe and in this world, like there's so much stuff that doesn't make sense. And that's why I literally, a long time ago, let go and stopped trying to figure things out. And I just accepted that, okay, we live in a universe that we are also gods. We are also co-creators. Nothing really makes sense when you think about it. Like how an airplane can fucking be 30,000 feet in the air, as big and as heavy as it is, and not fall. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? How a car can literally, go crazy fast. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? How a text message goes through. How technology works. You know what I'm saying? How a car can be autonomous, like Tesla. You know what I'm saying? But like there's so much stuff. I'm trying to get you guys to understand. There's so much stuff in the world that doesn't make sense. So why are you trying to make manifesting make sense? Why are you questioning manifesting? Do you question the house that you live in? Do you question the chair that you're sitting in watching this video, or the bed that you're laying in watching this video? That bed could collapse on you. The chair that you're watching this video in could collapse on you. The phone that you're watching this video on, or the computer that you're watching this video on, could stop working right now. But you guys don't question any of that stuff. You don't think about any of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I keep trying to preach to you guys. Whatever you want, just know that in the universe, 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4. 2 + 2 can equal whatever the hell you want it to equal. You guys got to wrap your head around that kind of concept and thinking when it comes to manifesting, because this is why a lot of you guys have anxiety around pretty much anything manifesting wise. It's because it doesn't make sense to you. You need it to make sense. I'm telling you guys, when you get out of that mentality of needing answers, when you get out of that mentality of, I need to figure out how or when or whatever the case may be. When you get to that place of acceptance and just knowing that this life, I am a co-creator. I am a God. Whatever I want, I can have. Don't worry about it needing to add up. Don't worry about it needing to be, the right way, or it needing to make sense, or whatever the case. You guys got to drop all of that. Become his children. Easy and effortless manifestation. That's the way to go. And you got to get to that point to where you get rid of all cognitive dissonance that's going on in your brain. Because as we get older, as we become more adults, as we become more stubborn, as we start to experience things and see things in the world, we start to develop opinions and beliefs. And we don't realize those opinions and beliefs that we didn't have as children, that we developed because we started to see more, is the reason why we are the way we are. It's the reason why we have so many blocks in our life. So I wanted to just make this video today real quick, man, and let you guys know, stop paying attention to the logic in the world, because nothing in this world is really logical when you think about it. Don't shit make sense. And that principle or that theory alone should help you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to take a step back and stop trying to have this thing called life figured out. I'm going to take a step back and stop trying to figure out all the answers and wanting all the answers and needing all the answers to feel safe and secure. Because again, children, we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that. They don't have that fear, that worry. Animals don't really have that fear, that worry, because they naturally just trust. But what life teaches us as we grow up is life teaches us how to untrust naturally through so many things, so many experiences. Life teaches us to say, oh, nope, you can't trust people. Nope, you can't trust relationships. Nope, you can't trust people that have money. Nope, you can't trust this over here or that over there. All right, guys, please take this message to heart and understand this alone could move mountains. This piece of advice in today's video could move mountains. So I want you guys to really focus on that childlike state. I want you guys to really focus on being like a child, being like an animal with whatever it is that you want to manifest. And I want you to watch how quickly things start to change in your life. When you give up that resistance, when you give up that cognitive dissonance, when you give up, your biased opinions and views or whatever you want to call it on the world and on things, and understand that nothing makes sense. So stop trying to make it make sense. Because even when you think you made it make sense, you still didn't make it make sense. You came up with a theory or solution that makes sense to you, but that doesn't necessarily make it true. That doesn't make it right. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, listen. Release, let go, and allow. Release, let go, and allow. All right, guys, it's been another episode of Marvin's Room. Thank you guys, as always, for joining me. See you guys next time. Back on the channel.